So in this video, we'll speak about the difference between un, that we already know, and some. Some is something new, but let's start from what we know. So what we spoke about is that or un we use when we speak about a profession. For example, he is a doctor, or he is an engineer. The other situation, we use a or an with countable noun, which is in singular, with one countable noun. For example, this is a chair. Good. But what will happen if we want to speak about uncountable nouns? Right? There is some logic. So till now, we spoke about countable nouns. One chair, one desk, one table. But there are some things that you cannot count. For example, water, music. You can't say one water, one music, two musics. No, it's not natural in English. It's not correct. Well, in this situation, we will need some. And let's see what we mean. So, we say a glass of water, some water. You see the difference? I want a glass of water. Please, give me some water. Or, I want a cup of coffee. Please, give me some coffee. A cup of coffee, you say exactly how much. You say what quantity you want. Some coffee, you just want some coffee. You don't say exactly 1 cup or half cup or something like that. So, to make an uncountable noun countable, as you see from these examples, there are two ways. The first way, to use a and to specify what. For example, a glass of or a cup of. The second way is to use some plus the uncountable noun. More examples. You say a euro, but some money. Remember this. In English, money is uncountable. It means you say money is. Money is important. Money is not important. Not money are. Really be careful here. It's quite common mistake that people just say money are. No, money is. A song and some music. After that, if you speak about cheese, a piece of cheese, some cheese. So some, when you don't want to say how much exactly, you just mean some. A bottle of wine, some wine, same logic. Or a bar of chocolate, some chocolate. Okay? All of these please write down and memorize. You will need them all the time while you're using English. It means all the time, really. So, a bar of chocolate, some chocolate. A carton of milk, some milk. A loaf of bread and some bread. In English, bread is also uncountable. You can't say go to the shop and buy a bread. No, you say please go and buy a loaf of bread, or go and buy some bread. A piece of advice, some advice. Advice is also uncountable. You can't say I need an advice. You say I need a piece of your advice, or I need some advice. Would you help me? A piece of advice. And here are some other uncountable nouns. Some rice, rice is uncountable. Some air, air is uncountable. Some salt, salt is uncountable. Some sugar, sugar is uncountable. You understood the logic. When you can't count something, it's uncountable, which means that you can say either a of something, a piece of, a bottle of, a cup of, a bar of, a loaf of, or just use some and you don't specify the quantity. Yet, some other examples, some hair, hair is uncountable. Some information, information is also uncountable. Some news, news is uncountable in English. Some work, work is uncountable. Probably there are some differences between the countable and uncountable nouns in your native language and in English, and it's normal. This is in fact specific for different languages. So again, just you need to memorize these rules. And the first rule, or an, is used with countable noun in singular. Some is used with uncountable nouns. But that's not the only case. For example, you say a chair, but some chairs. There are some chairs in the room. You don't say how many. You don't want to count. Imagine that there are 20. The number is not important. It's important that there are some chairs. So, a is used with the countable noun. Some is used with the countable noun in plural. The same, a table, countable noun singular, some tables. Countable noun plural. Here is another example. An umbrella, some umbrellas. Or an iron, some irons. Okay? We need countable noun. Then we check if the countable noun is in singular, you put a or an, the rules you know. If the countable noun is in plural, then you use some in front. A or an, countable, singular, some with countable in plural. Okay, enough theory. Let's do some practice. So there is a PDF with exercises. As always, find additional exercises too. Here you need practice. You will find different tasks in the other lessons as well as in the tests, in the quiz tests. Just practice. It's easy, in fact, to memorize the grammar in theory. The difficult part is to use it in practice. And usually people have really no problems remembering this or that rule. But when it comes to using the rule, then the problems happen. Okay, the exercises. Here is the PDF. A, an, or some. And we have 10 sentences. Just as the beginning, don't worry, there are extra exercises in the other lectures as well. Good luck and see you in the explanatory video.